Okay. Welcome back to Case Closed Anime Review Episode 150. Yep, first one aired in over a month. Yes, and the reason why? Reruns. Yes, they decided to release some remastered episodes. Yep. For some reason they decided to do this. I do not know why. Could it be because they ran out of episodes? Maybe they didn't have any original episodes come up. It's possible. I mean, last one aired was February 5th. After airing 3 remasters in a row, like do this one, and then we're going to have, for the next 4 weeks, 4 straight remastered episodes. Yes. And my only guess is the reason why they decided to do this. Like, do this remaster now. Well, especially since some of the characters who appear in that episode, this particular episode, appear in that one too. And the thing is, well, except for like one character, almost every appear in this episode is all currently dead. Yep, first we start off with basically the guy just sleeping in front. Now, I did realize apparently this is when Chikawa. This apparently was her anime debut. I looked at the episode. I didn't see her at all. I may have missed her, but I didn't see her at all. Maybe she made a quick cameo. But I didn't see her first appearance in the episode. Maybe the version I had didn't have her in it. So, this episode is from the side story, one of the side stories of the series, The Wild Police Story, covering chapters 4 through 6 of that manga. Has a little bit of change to it. Not very much. Mostly police have sleeping the sidewalk up, and having a pick up like a dustpan, and hand it off, and of course, like suppose like a mix popping up. Yep. By the way, Zero, this epic he's in, like in this, like in the manga version, he's in all 13 chapters. But here's the thing: he does not get a focus arc in this one. Nope, he's there. He's witnessing all of this, but he's not the focus of this one. Last one was Jinpei. He was the last one they focused on for this one. This time it's Wataru Date. Yes, Wataru Date. As in Tagagi's former partner. Yes, his former partner who died in an accident. Yeah, he died. As a matter of fact, they actually mentioned that. Yes. Yeah, I think he died in a car crash, if I'm not mistaken. Because they mentioned that he was, in fact, here, but I believe he died in a car crash. Yeah, it was a traffic accident. You know, like the other characters who died, they died like via bombings, and one got freaking shot, and this one, car crash. You're thinking, really? Yes, seriously. I have no idea why the heck this was, but yeah, it's kind of weird. So yeah, most of this one for developing the character of Wataru Date. Yes, we go on to his backstory of why he became a police officer, because his father was very weak, where he was taking his father the convenience store. Also, his father of basically putting toothpicks in his mouth. Basically, this kind of shows the reason why he did in present day before he died, unfortunately. So basically, you have like various stuff going on here, like fighting in a dojo, and then we have deja vu, a convenience store robbery. Except this time they have more people showing up, more than just 2 people, and the Clark is on this time. In the case, the other one, the person who attacked his father in the past, was in fact a member of the Yakuza. And he lost a fight and he wanted to get getaway money. So he basically tried a convenience store. Apparently, he was more people. And of course, was revealed by what I think it was Wataru, I think it was in the episode, that he was there. And it turned out the reason why his father was acting the way he was because he actually was not a coward. He actually tipped off the police about the fact there was a gang there, and he basically needed backup. And he was protecting his own son and protecting a bunch of people, including people including like a pregnant woman and a child. And it's just by sheer coincidence we have the same thing present day, though this time was because of a robbery, or at least, let's just say, like, oh, I don't know, need to give him money? This time was different. Apparently these guys were very smart. Yeah, what these guys wanted was the ATM money. And yes, convenience stores do have ATMs. One convenience store I go to almost every day here has an ATM. I'd be taking money out of the damn thing. So, and by the way, the other three are informed by this. Now we have Date and Ryu, aka Ama. I think that's what he's called present day. Well, they're at this. I don't know if it's by sheer coincidence this happens to be the very same convenience store that he was at years prior. And of course, we still go into one of the characters where he has a very dark backstory where apparently he had a what happened with his family, because I mentioned the last one. Also, in the case of Wataru Day, he mentioned he has a girlfriend. And if you're curious, though, is she still alive present day? No, she isn't. She actually committed suicide. She hung herself. Yes, apparently, Tagagi informed about his death, and then she committed suicide. Yep, that's basically what happened to her. Yeah, that's basically what happened to her. And I'm like, this is actually an appearance by this woman. And, she's actually from the episode, The Light Broadcasting of Love. And it was mentioned in a flashback she hung herself. Over being dumped. Yes. Maybe maybe Date dumped her at some point. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it's sad, though, seeing all these characters. Here's the weird thing, though. Conan briefly appears at the beginning of the episode. And then here's the thing. Well, it's not his story, so they just... My only guess is they threw him in here because he's a star, so why not have him make a brief appearance let's have him detail a story he probably was told by maybe Zero. Who the heck knows? And... By the way, the robbers are taken out by, having an undercover thing where there's a movie going on, so they take on pretty easily. Yep. Oh yeah, there's also a thing about the toothpick where Date didn't like that guy had a toothpick in his mouth. And then later on he's on sport a toothpick, but he realized his father was actually not a coward, but actually a hero. Okay. Yeah, it's this one basically explores little details that we see, what they mentioned with the characters and present day stuff. But yeah, it just basically goes to explain a little bit here and there. And that's basically it. It only adapts 3 chapters, and it's a good amount of development for Date, and you probably think, okay, who the heck is next? Also, the whole thing with Mafusi, where he basically is shocked about a guy with a goblet tattoo in his arm. Still looking for him. I don't know if they caught the guy or not, but yeah. So it seems all the characters who died have have got weird things happen. One was basically false accused of father, of murder, and of course, Date basically thought of a coward, but turns out he actually was protecting people. Yes. Now here's the weird thing though about this particular manga, the Wild Police story. There are 7 chapters left to be adapted. Yep, 7. Do I think they'll eventually finish adapting them? It's possible. Also, why in the world did they take... Well, the other reason why I could think of, they probably took a month off because they probably need to restore some episodes. Yeah, but restored episode aired a long time ago was kind of weird, to say the least. Yes. And by the way, it's only been 9 episodes since the last. Well, since the last Wild Police Story episode. Yes. Yep, but we're not done yet. No, no, no. We still have the new chapter of the manga. 2 of them, mind you. Yes. First, we're right now discussing chapters 1088, 1089. First, 1008, A Sweet Trap. Yeah, that's all. It's all about sweets. Love this cover by the writer. So we have Ran and Sonoko. We're going to get some sweets. And then they're basically left by Momonosuke's, her butler slash driver. Who's undercover here as a taxi driver, who's here and takes some like various. And apparently, the reason why they're doing this little shopping thing for sweets is because, get this, Rand's father and I thought it was something called My Mistake. It's actually not something. It's oh, what was her name? I think it was Kachia. I think I'm trying to remember her name here. She's excuse me, Midori's friend, who he's madly in love with. Hiji. Mm-hmm. Katsuya. That's her name, Katsuya. Yeah, I thought it was something called My Mistake. So, they're here in Kyoto because, well, Hidori and Kaguro basically offer roles and Conan's there. Yep. And it turns out the reason why, because, well, it turns out like fiance just turns out to be Momoji. Yep. And she's here because, well, they do in fact correct this later on. This actually was a typo. They said character based on his daughter. Yeah, this actually was a typo I read on here because people translated this. Yeah, it's actually not his daughter, but his granddaughter. So this old man here is actually her grandfather, who's director. Someone else be coming in. So, and we have Karahote, the guy who's Maguire's boss. Yeah, it's been a while for him since he popped up in this little while spot this series. Like, huh? Someone else here? Pizza! Yep, pizza! Yep, eats a pizza! And of course, eat the sweets. Like, oh, this is so good. Quickly. Yeah. Yeah, of course, Hachi's getting nervous because the man she loves is with her love rival. Yeah, then of course we see the director eating lollipops, and he's fine because he's here to be consultant. But basically, the reason why the commissioner is here, just to give a complete, he's basically here as a consultant to make sure the police aspect of the story is accurate. So, yeah, and then of course, like, oh, we go to like where the director is, like, what's going on, like, something to the door. And then they force it, and then of course they climb up a window to get inside the office, and it turns out the director's dead. Yeah, Momoji's grandfather just died. Of course, they mention here. Yes, they do effects in translating. You gotta thank the translator for this. Yeah, they bring up the fact that, well, various other things here. Yep. And then move on to chapter at 1089. The open half door. Yep. So, yeah, then eventually they open the door. And of course, the police commissioner just happens to be like, oh, yeah, I'll climb out, move away. He takes a plate and smashes the freaking sliding glass door. And everyone's wondering, like, what the heck was that? Oh, what's wrong? Yeah, and then, of course, Kuro just happened to climb with the same ladder. And he slips because, well, there's lollipops in the place. It was a lot of lollipops. And that uncle gave one in his mouth all the time. Yeah, he's dead. And then, of course, we have... Wow, I've been seeing this guy since the Kaido case. It's a detective who has a pet squirrel in his pocket. I'm trying to remember his name here. Because he popped up in that particular arc. I'm trying to remember his name here because... Let's see. Is it this one? No, it's not that one, damn it. Here he is. Yep, I found him. It's Funamaru and Kanji. Yep, he returns here. I'm kind of surprised he popped up here. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, he has not appeared since the Crimson School Trip case, the very case where Rand conferred the feelings for Sichi. Yep, it's been that long. Yep, and by the way, that aired roughly about 2 years ago. Well, 3 years ago it came to the anime, so... Excuse me, yeah, it's been a few years. I'm actually quite surprised to see him here. And by the way, only the second time he's ever in the manga, because this guy originally appeared in the movies that was later made canon. Yep, his first appearance actually was in the 7th movie. Yes, oh, I thought it was a squirrel, was a chipmunk. Yeah, the 7th movie, that was his debut, which was called Crossroad Agent Capital, which came out in 2003. So, yeah, just by sheer coincidence he pops up here because it's been 19 years since his debut. Yeah, 19 years. Yeah, and this is his first appearance in several years. So, he gets to brief basically what happened last chapter after going through that. Seeing the inspector. Of course, he immediately realized that I was like MPD First Division Chief Superintendent Karaharu. Yeah, it's unknown exactly what exactly happened to his predecessor because they never explain it. Because he just disappears for like no explained reason. Yeah, he leaves and off screen, mind you. By the way, the way his appearance described, if you look at him, he looks like an older version of McGuire. He's got a scar across his face. His daughter appeared for like one episode in the anime. And by the way, his daughter never appeared ever again. But in the case of that police commissioner, yeah, he disappeared. Unknown what happened to him. He just stopped showing up in the series. So, and of course, they suspect him of suicide, but because, the poison. Nope, it wasn't suicide. Heiji points out, though, along with Conan, that, yeah, it was, in fact, murder. Not the first time they've done something like this. Yes, the poison with the smell of almond. Cyanide poisoning. Yes. This type of thing. Yes. This, I should point out, though, is not a new murder device in this series. This has happened multiple times. My gosh. It's been a while since this has happened, since we had this type of murder, but wow, nothing really new. Of course, Momoji's holding on Heiji's arms, and of course, Kacha's wondering, what the heck is going on? Of course, yeah, it was a guy worried back, and of course, we're with the sleeping pills and various other stuff. Yep, and they finally arrive back at that. Well, the last stop before they finally arrive back at the house. Actually, before they arrive back at the house. Of course, he's asked, like, Kiara's like, you always look around every time. Oh, just own habit. Don't get mine. Yeah, maybe he's suspicious about something. It's possible. If it's suicide, man, I might know something. Yeah, of course, one of the guys there is like, oh yeah, he loves her as an actress. He married her. It's like very specific conversation here related to the director. Yeah, and by the way, Momoji, this is her grandfather, and she like barely has a reaction to the fact her own grandfather was murdered. And like they confirm here in the translation, it was actually a mistake on their part. Yeah, that the retiree is Momoji's gramps, not her dad. They basically corrected that. And like, no, don't think like that. She's deprived. And talk about calorie intake. Like semi-sweets, black holes. Yeah. So they kind of figure out who murdered them, but based on the suspects there. I know I kind of rushed this one, but yeah, it's 2 chapters that involves characters that I haven't seen in a while. It's great to see them. Like someone had to look up basically who the heck they freaking are, because in the case of for Jero, it's been a long time since I've seen him. Yeah, in case you're curious though, when was the last time he appeared in the anime, you might ask? Episode 968. That came out 2 years ago. Yep, that was the last time officially he appeared in the anime. And who knows? He might pop up in the future. Yeah. As far as I can tell, like, well, it might be a couple years for this is adapted for the anime. But it has an interesting style thing going on here, like, well, classic murder mystery. Who did it of the people who were there who want to murder this detective. And based upon this image, it's going to be a 3-parter. I'm like, yeah, based on the fact that, yeah, they kind of solved the case by the end of the second part, which means it's going to be a 3-parter. Like, why can't we have more than 3-parters now? Okay, fine, whatever. I'll probably review the next chapter whenever it does come out. Yep. Still good chapters overall. I'm going to give both a 9 out of 10. Great stuff here. Hidori himself, basically, it hadn't been that long since he just last appeared. Like, you're probably thinking, okay, when was the last time he physically appeared in, like, let's say, like, the manga, or at least the anime per se? Heiji, of course, the last time he appeared in the anime was back in, because I think it was fairly recently. It was episode 1025 was actually his most recent appearance in the anime, also Momoji's recent appearance. Yep. Yep, and of course appears here for these 2 chapters here. His last appearance in the manga was chapter 1069. The Snowman one, the Sinus Temple case. That was the last time he appeared in the series. Yep, that was actually just last year, I think it was. Yep. Great to see him again. Yep. Yeah. So yeah, not much else to say about these 2 chapters. They're good. But yeah, so that's going to be pretty much it for this particular review. And that's it video today because I don't have more time with videos today. So tomorrow, I expect to see at least, hopefully, 2 videos overall. Excuse me. If I get time to. Boruto and Attack on Titan. Okay, next video. Bye.